Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Sarah, otherwise known as Sarah Says Hi here on YouTube. This is my 2-month update following keto and alternate day fasting. To find out what my total loss for the 2 months was, stay tuned. So this is week 8 of following keto and alternate day fasting. Again, it was a little bit different week because I went to Santa Barbara for 4 days. I was again on vacation. I fasted Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we left Monday and we returned home Thursday. So that put me at 2 fasting days while I was there and 2 eating days. So we left Monday morning. I would say it was like 11 o'clock, something like that by the time we actually got out of town. And it was a 3.5-hour drive. If you don't know about Santa Barbara, it's on the West Coast. It's like an hour south of Pismo Beach, which is where we were last week. To me, it feels like San Diego, only not as crowded and not as warm. So the weather ranged anywhere from like 68 to 71 degrees the entire time that we were there. Most of the time we were out and about doing activities. So Monday, the day that we were driving, was my fasting day. We had stopped in Pismo Beach to get my son something to eat. He ended up getting Subway. It was like a meatball sandwich. And of course he was like eating it in the car as I was continuing to do the drive. And that was torture. Smelling the meatballs and stuff, like, oh, it was absolute torture. But I survived. It was like about 3:30 by the time we got to the hotel. We checked in and then we decided to drive to a nearby beach that was good for walking on. That beach in particular was very windy. The clouds had come over, but we had a really nice walk. So we are in Santa Barbara and we're at a beach called La Mesa or The Mesa, but it seems to be a dog beach because there's like a lot of dogs on the beach. I don't know if you can see them back there, but there's tons of them. But I guess there is El Burro, which is a dog's beach that we're kind of walking towards anyways. This is our walk that we're going on right now on the beach, and like the clouds have just rolled in. But it's still nice. It's a little bit warmer here than it was at Pismo. But the humidity's bad because my hair is already like frizzing out like crazy. And then the beach that we chose had like 7 flights of stairs to get down to. So when we walked back up the stairs, like that was my workout. Like I felt like I was dying from just walking those stairs. I just got my cardio in for the day. I don't know how many stairs that was, but it feels like 7 or 8 flights of stairs. And I'm tired. And my legs are hurting me. We're gonna get Nolan something to eat because it's my fasting day. And then we're gonna head back to the hotel, relax. Oh God, I'm so tired. So the next day was Tuesday, and that was my eating day. And again, I had brought my own hard-boiled eggs, anticipating that maybe this hotel would not have anything that I could eat in the continental breakfast, just like pretty much last week's experience. This time, they did have hard-boiled eggs. Even though I brought my own, I decided I was gonna get my money's worth, so I grabbed some hard-boiled eggs. They did have frozen burritos upon request. I asked them if I could get 2 burritos. I thought maybe it would be the same kind of ordeal as the other hotel. They were very similar, the similar size, similar calories, only these burritos had potatoes in it, so I couldn't eat them. I ended up taking them back upstairs to my son, and my son ended up eating them for breakfast. So I ate 3 hard-boiled eggs to break my fast. And then I had half a hamburger patty that I had brought. And the only thing that sucked is that we didn't have a microwave in the room, which is really unusual. We stayed at the Hyatt And that was really unusual that we didn't have a microwave in the room. So I didn't want to bother with going back downstairs to use the microwave that was like in the little continental breakfast area. So I ended up eating half of a hamburger patty cold. And I didn't have any sauce. I didn't have like mustard or anything to eat it with. So it was just plain cold. I probably would have looked like a weirdo if anyone saw me eating it. Thank God no one did. But since that day was the eating day, I wanted to take this hike. So there were so many hiking trails that we could take around Santa Barbara. They varied anywhere from moderate intensity to high intensity. I tried to pick a trail that was around 4 miles. So we did, it's called the San Isidro Trail. So I have some footage from that trail. Okay, so today we are on the San Isidro trail. We tried to go on the Hot Springs trail, but we couldn't find any parking. And like after 15 minutes of driving around looking for parking, I was frustrated. So we decided to try this trail. This is supposed to be 3 miles front and back. And there's a little creek behind me. So off we go. I had misjudged that trail. So I looked on the All Trails app, and the All Trails app said that it was like a little bit over 3 miles to and back. But once we got started on the trailhead, we came upon a sign that said it was 3.4 miles until the end of the trail. And that was one way. So you're looking at closer to 7 miles for that trail. We went as far as we could. I feel bad, guys. I am so out of shape, and this trail was marked moderate. So I figured I could handle moderate. That's usually kind of style of hiking I do. I go hiking maybe 2-3 times a year, and I figured, okay, I could handle this. Well, it was an incline, a steep incline, the entire way. I think it was about maybe 1.5 miles into the trail, we crossed over this river. Once we crossed over the river, it was doing switchbacks like this, all the way up the hill. And I was so exhausted that every time we got to the top of a switchback, I would have to stand there and rest for a few minutes to catch my breath, and then we would climb again and have to stop and rest, and we had to do that constantly. I felt bad, I felt like I was holding my son back when I was doing this. And probably the worst part of that was that a 70-year-old man passed me, and he said hi to me out of breath, as you would greet people on the trail. He was carrying like one of those drawstring sacks with his water bottle in it, and he was wearing regular tennis shoes and like really short shorts and like a loose shirt. And here I'm like carrying a backpack that probably weighed like 5 pounds, big old water bottle in it, hiking boots, hat, sunglasses. And granted, that guy probably hikes that trail every day or several times a week, something like that. So his body's accustomed to it, and he was in really good shape. But yeah, that hit me hard. When we finally got to the point where there was like a good little lookout area, we hadn't reached the top yet. We're guessing that we still had about another 1/2 mile until we reached the final destination where you would come back down the trail. My son was using his Apple Watch, and he doesn't have GPS on it. So we were just going off of that to figure out how far we had gone. I think he said where we had stopped, it was like 2.9 miles. So we still had about 1/2 mile to go. And at that point, I was overwhelmed with nausea. I don't know why, but my stomach was really hurting me. And I did have my psyllium husk powder that morning just to make sure that I was not going to get diarrhea on the trail. I just had like GI issues where I felt nauseated. I felt like I could have a bowel movement if I needed to. Sorry, TMI. But I didn't feel I could push myself any further to climb up. And, there was the matter of getting back down, and that was still going to be another 2.9 miles back. So I felt bad, but we did end up turning back. So we didn't make it to the top, unfortunately. I'm very exhausted, and my stomach is bothering me. I'm starting to feel nauseated, and I don't know why. So we've hiked a little bit over 2.9 miles. We're not sure if that's accurate. My son is using his Apple Watch, but he doesn't have GPS on it, so not totally accurate. We don't know how far, but we're gonna turn back now, but it's a great view up here, so I'll show you. And it's nice and cool out here, but it's really dry on this trail. So we're about to head back down. It was a lot easier, of course, going downhill. I was not out of breath, but I had a new problem. I started having knee pain. And then also I did not lace my hiking boots properly. So my toes were like slamming against my shoes. So I was concerned I was gonna get like a black toenail or something. I didn't, but so for my next hiking trail, I need to make sure that I lace my boots right. They were brand new boots too that I was breaking in. So also kind of stupid of me, but oh well. There's rattlesnakes and stuff up there, and you know, they warn you about the rattlesnakes and they warn you about ticks. I was walking along, you know, going down the trail, and it was very rocky. There was a lot of gravel, so it was easy to kind of lose your footing. So I was, you know, kind of careful coming down these big rocks, and off to the side of the trail, I saw like the middle of the snake and the tail. When I saw it wasn't a rattlesnake, I was like, whew, but it was a gardener snake. So yeah, it still scared me. I was completely exhausted after that. We had started that trail at like a little bit before 11 in the morning, and we finished at like 1:40. So yeah, a couple hours hiking. So we decided to go to a beach. It was called Santa Claus Beach. I loved it. Colder than Santa Cruz water and colder than Pismo. It's cold. It's still cold. Okay, we are now at Santa Claus Beach. It's in Montecito, something like that. The water is freezing. I am not going in. I'm just standing here, just dipping my feet in while my son is in the ocean. But it's nice here, guys. It's really nice. And my legs are really exhausted from hiking today, so kind of nice to just be laying out in the sun, enjoying the sunshine for a bit. We're still here at Santa Claus Beach. We haven't left yet because it's so nice. It's not windy. It's like 70 degrees here. There's still a lot of people out in the ocean. I've just been sun tanning the whole time because it's too cold for me to go in the water. I'm such a baby. But it's so nice here. Like tomorrow we're gonna check out a different beach, but I wouldn't mind just coming back here and hanging out here because it's so nice. It's not very crowded, but of course we came, let's see, like maybe 4:35. Yeah, and there just wasn't a lot of people on the beach. I mean, there's people here, but you know, like maybe 50 feet apart or something like that. So we relaxed there for a little bit. I got a little bit sunburned, but it wasn't too bad. So Wednesday was a fasting day, and we took it a little bit easier that day. We went to go check out a couple of beaches. Hey guys, so today is Wednesday, and we're at Carpinteria State Beach. It's like 13 or 16 miles south of Santa Barbara. And this beach is amazing. So we're doing like this little walk on the little boardwalk here along the beach. And then I think after that, we're gonna go check out some tar pits beach. And then I think we're gonna come back and spend the rest of our day here because this is really nice over here, guys. So we went to Carpinteria, which is like a maybe 16-minute drive south of Santa Barbara. There were a lot of beautiful beaches in Carpinteria, more so than Santa Barbara actually. So if any of you are thinking about taking a trip to Santa Barbara, I would actually look into staying in Carpinteria. For one, it might be cheaper. Two, the beaches were way nicer. But anyhow, so we took this walk on this bluff, and so it's like a walk along the ocean side, the shoreline, except for you're like way up on a cliff. You're not like walking down on the beach. And it was really nice. We did maybe a 2-mile walk there. It wasn't quite a hike, it was a walk. I took a lot of photos. We saw a lot of lizards. Okay, so we went down to Carpinteria Bluff Trail. It's like a preserve. And supposedly down here, we think it's here, or it could be over there on that rock, is supposed to be a seal sanctuary, but there's no seals out. Not that I care to see seals, because I've seen enough seals in my lifetime when we go to Monterey. They're like really obnoxious. But yeah, it would have been kind of neat to see them, I guess. So we were just walking along, and then after this, we will go to the beach. And then after that, we went to Carpinteria State Beach, which is a pretty famous beach for camping. A lot of people just camp there because, they get to hear the ocean all night, and then the next day they just walk, like 200 feet to the ocean. We're still at the beach. It's about 4 o'clock, and I'm starving. I've been starving the last 2 hours. All I've had today is one sparkling water, my Pellegrino, whatever, water, that has like a little bit of, I think there's a little bit of sodium in it. I can't remember. Not much. It's like 20 milligrams of sodium or something like that. And I've had a bottle of water, I think, early this morning. That's it. But I'm starving now, and I want so bad to cheat again. Like, I'm thinking, oh, I'm on vacation. I should be enjoying myself. I should be getting seafood. I should be doing my Yelp reviews by trying out all these wonderful restaurants. And yet I'm like, no, we made a commitment. We're fasting, Sarah. And even I've had my aunt message me to just say that she was thinking about me or whatever. And she told me to eat some yummy food for her while I'm here. And I told her I wish. I'm fasting 3 days a week, so I can't. But yeah, I really wish I could eat something. So after the beach, we'll head back home. I'll probably go to bed early because that's what I tend to do on the days that I'm fasting. I try to go to bed early so I don't think about food. My son missed the continental breakfast this morning. I guess maybe they only serve it from 6:30 to 8:30, and he went down there at 9 and they had closed it off. I am not going to miss continental breakfast tomorrow, even though it's the same thing that I have. I still have 3 more hard-boiled eggs in the mini fridge, and that's all I'll grab from them is also some hard-boiled eggs. But I'm going to make sure I grab some. Got to get my money's worth while I'm at my stay. Anyhow, still enjoying this beautiful beach. There we go. There's a lot of people on this beach. Yeah, the social distancing is not so good. I mean, people are probably like 10 feet apart from each other on the beach, but yeah, there's still a lot of people here. It's a very popular beach. The thing that's nice about this beach is that it has like bathrooms, outdoor showers, but you pay for it because you pay $10 for parking. So there's that. And it was a cute little beach town because the beach, not only was the beach like really nice and beautiful and it didn't smell, there was like hardly any seaweed, there was no sand fleas, the waves were okay, they weren't too rough. Like there was a whole little strip where there was a bunch of restaurants, ice cream parlors, gift shops and stuff where you could easily walk to from your beach spot and then, take your food back to the beach. We didn't do that though because I was fasting. So my son had brought a picnic that day. I had bought him peanut butter and jelly and stuff for him to bring on our outings for lunches. So I didn't have to like spend money on lunches for him. And then we stayed there until about 6 o'clock in the evening. So we were actually at the beach for like 4 hours that day. Totally got baked. Even though I put sunblock on and I put it on the back of my legs. I didn't cover enough. So I basically like burned my butt, the whole back of my thighs. When we left the beach, I stopped at CVS so I can get some of that, it's like the aloe that has like the lidocaine in it. So I picked up some of that because I knew I was going to be hurting later on. And then right next door to the CVS was a Little Caesars. So we ended up just picking up a pizza for my son to have for dinner. Went back to the hotel, lathered myself up with the solar cane or whatever it was called. I slept very roughly that night, not because I was fasting, which I was hungry, but because of the sunburn, I could not get comfortable. Thursday morning, which was my eating day, I had already planned that I was gonna have another clam chowder with bread bowl. Obviously, I did not learn my lesson from last week's weigh-in, and I was still gonna get a bread bowl with clam chowder. Oh, and so for Tuesday, because we did the hike and everything, and that was an eating day, I actually did get Mexican food from this really good restaurant. It was called Los Agaves, and on Yelp, it had like 5-star reviews. It was kind of pricey for Mexican food, but because it wasn't like a taqueria, like it was a really nice Mexican restaurant. So we went there and they accommodated me by making a burrito bowl. I got chile verde and they just put cheese on top of the chile verde. They gave me sour cream and guacamole as a side with like a little bit of shredded lettuce. I forgot to tell them like no rice, like, because they said, oh yeah, you just want a bowl, so you just want everything like, like you would in a bowl, just, tortilla. I'm like, oh yeah. Well, and I told them, oh, and no beans, but I didn't think about telling them no rice. So my bowl had rice, and I mean, it was off in the corner, so I could avoid it. But what I did not avoid was the tortilla chips. Oh my gosh, just like everybody freaking love tortilla chips. And these were homemade, could not pass them up. I probably ate like 10 to 12 chips. I couldn't resist it. So it wasn't so keto that day, even though I tried, but I didn't eat the rice. I took one bite of it just so I could taste it for my Yelp review, but I ended up giving the rice to my son. So that was really good that I got to enjoy a little bit of Mexican food while we were there. So on Thursday, I decided to buy tickets to the Natural Museum, Santa Barbara's Natural Museum. I forget the full name of it, something like that. I'm sorry if I just totally messed that up. But anyhow, and they were only allowing outdoor activities. Well, you couldn't go inside of the museum. Museum of Natural History, that's what it was called. But anyhow, so the main attraction that they had going on was the butterfly exhibit, where you walk through this exhibit and they have all kinds of butterflies, like 20 different varieties of butterflies. How funny, do they eat fruit? Because there's fruit there.
It's sweet.
Oh my gosh.
Hi there, we need you to keep your mask on. Hi. Hello? Hello? Hi, thank you.
That's cool. That's so cool. Oh, I scared it.
How they got the broken wing?
They can get beaten up when they're flapping their wings.
Oh.
Yeah, they know, it's a safe place for.
I absolutely loved the butterfly exhibit, and I have been to see the monarch butterflies in Monterey, and then that's usually in February, and there's like no charge to do that. It's just like this little garden place that you go to, and there's just tons of monarch butterflies. And I remember there even like getting them to like crawl on your hand or your finger and stuff was really cool. We didn't have close encounters with the butterflies at this exhibit. None of them like landed on us or we picked them up or anything. So then after the Natural Museum, we went to, they call it Stern's Wharf, because there's supposed to be some restaurant that was really good there. Again, had like flying color reviews on Yelp for seafood. So I thought, okay, we'll get our bread bowls from this restaurant. So we took a walk, down the wharf. So we're at the wharf in Santa Barbara. We're going to go get some clam chowder bread bowl before we leave, I forgot to say hello today. I've had 3 hard-boiled eggs and half a hamburger. I'm starving. I may get a bread bowl, and who cares if the scale doesn't show any weight loss, but it should because we were so active this week. Yeah, so I'm ready to go enjoy some food. So we end up getting a bread bowl, and I also ordered a shrimp cocktail, but I knew I wasn't going to eat the cocktail sauce. I just wanted it for the shrimp. And then, we got some water. Well, I feel like I was really disappointed because the clam chowder was like nothing to write home about. Like, I did not think it was good. Like the clam chowder that we had at Pismo Beach, oh my gosh, now that was phenomenal. But this one it didn't do it for me. And then the bread bowl was like half the size as the one that we had at Pismo. So I was really disappointed. They didn't do anything special to that bread bowl. I don't even think they toasted it. It wasn't warm. There was nothing special about it. So I was kind of disappointed. And even my son said that he didn't think it was that great. So I ended up eating the entire bread bowl because it was smaller. So I ate it all. I ate the shrimp. And then we headed home. The Sunday before we went on our trip, I went a little crazy. So I did have Rebel ice cream, and I dumped hot fudge on my Rebel ice cream. I didn't care. I just wanted it. I just wanted something that was not like sugar-free in my ice cream. So I did have like a little binge, I guess, because I put like 3 tablespoons of that in there. And so that was like 300 calories worth, something like that. I don't know. But, I feel like I did pretty good the rest of the week. And of course, I was active. Friday. So today is Saturday again, because I did my official weigh-in today since we were on vacation on my normal weigh-in days. Friday was awful. Yesterday, awful. Because it was a fasting day. I did another grocery haul where I went to Whole Foods and I went to Target. So I picked up some more of my Zevia teas. So I drank one of those in the evening. I drank another tea that they had by Tivana that was there. And I was starving from like 2 o'clock in the afternoon until bedtime. Just off and on, I was getting hunger pangs. And I was just thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna make this. I really don't know if I'm going to make this because I'm starving now. I forced myself to just like distract myself. I watched TV for a little bit, Netflix, until the stupid internet was acting up and driving me crazy. So then I couldn't finish watching my show, just went to bed. And it was like maybe 10:30, 11 when I went to bed. And then I woke up at 2:30, wide awake. So I'm not sure what that was about. Sometimes on those darn fasting days, I sleep very little hours. Anyhow, so the weigh-in. Today's weigh-in. I weighed in at 180.6 pounds. I lost exactly 3 pounds from my weigh-in last week, which my weigh-in last week was a maintain. I had maintained the exact same weight as I was the week before. And I knew there was something fishy there. I don't know why. I was holding on to the water. I don't know why I didn't lose any weight. So I think that maybe even some of these 3 pounds I had lost was probably from last week as well. I don't care. All I know is I lost 3 pounds. So my total weight loss for the 2 months of doing keto and alternate day fasting was 21.4 pounds. I'm amazed, guys, because I don't talk about how old I am very often. I do have videos for weight loss in your 40s, how women in their 40s can lose weight. This is it, guys. This is it. You want to lose weight, you're in your 40s, you're struggling, you're not even in your 40s and you're struggling, keto and alternate day fasting. I don't want to push this on everyone because fasting is not for everybody, but I'm just telling you, if you're struggling with the keto diet and you're not losing weight, try intermittent fasting with it. For me, the 16-8 doesn't work, 24 didn't work, OMAD didn't work. I needed these extended fasts. Don't forget the photos. I need to show you guys those photos. Basically, 21.4 pounds in 2 months is like an average of like 2.5 pounds a week. That is phenomenal, especially because usually you lose a lot of weight in the beginning on keto and then it kind of slows down and maybe you lose like 1 pound a week if you're lucky. But this has been pretty consistent. Other than last week was the only week I have not lost while doing keto and alternate day fasting. I'm amazed. I'm so amazed. If I can lose another 10 pounds in another month of doing this, guys, whew, the best thing about this, guys, is one, my grocery shopping is less. Two, I saved a bunch of money while on vacation because I wasn't eating 2 of those days. So that's kind of cool. 3, you don't have to meal prep as much because you're not eating as much. 4, I don't even really worry about my calories that much because I have such a high calorie deficit. I know you guys are hearing that in every single video I'm saying, but it's true. I have such a high calorie deficit from those 3 days of not eating that if I go a little bit over my mark, it doesn't phase it. And like I said, I indulge like with the hot fudge. So, you know, I might even get up to like 2,200 calories on the weekend, and I'm still losing weight, guys, still losing weight. So there is my 2-month update. I am going to do this another month, guys. Got to see if maybe I could lose another 10 pounds in another month. Put me in the 170s, maybe 160s. That would be amazing. So this is now my new lowest weight while being on keto. Never have achieved this weight loss before on keto, even, you know, 4 or 5 years ago when I did keto. Lowest weight that I have been as an adult was 171, and that was before I had my son. When I lost weight, like I was running every day and doing Weight Watchers then. And so like that, I'm pretty close to that, guys. I'm like, you know, 10 pounds away from that. So that'll be amazing when I actually surpass the lowest weight I've ever been as an adult. Oh man, guys, I'm just excited. Anyhow, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. And when you do, don't forget to hit that little bell icon, and that will notify you every time that I've uploaded a new video. Right now, guys, I'm uploading 3 days a week. I usually upload Sundays, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, and then a Friday. So I'm trying to keep up with that as long as I have content to be pouring out for you guys. If you guys have any questions down below and you want me to answer some questions about keto or alternate day fasting, go ahead and ask me. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
The sun is getting warmer.